All right, traders, you're watching the most woke Forex channel on here, hosted by, Hunter, the most attractive, handsome, jacked Forex trader in the world, not to be so humble. Right, so today, guys, if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe, obviously. We're going to be looking at a strategy that I wanted to make for some beginners. Going into 2021, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of people coming onto the Forex scene saying, hey, what's this Forex thing? Maybe Bitcoin has got you a little bit intrigued in Forex or something like this, and you want to make a little bit of money. Now, the way I trade does not use indicators. So you guys might be questioning, hey, Hunter, why the hell are you making a RSI trading strategy method, right? Why are you giving this away? It's something that's going to be very, very simple. It's something that's going to be related to how I trade, but it's going to be much easier for you guys to understand if you are a beginner trader, if you do want to use that RSI. Because as a price action trader, I do not need RSI. I can see divergences. I can see how the price flows simply by looking at the candlesticks. With the RSI, it's going to be a lot easier for you guys. It's going to be very, very simple for a beginner to understand. We're going to jump into it right now. We're going to look at how you can make money using a dumbed down version of what I use. And then from there, you can expand to become the most secondary woke trader in the Forex community. So like usual, guys, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. And if you're old here, hit that like button. You only have to hit one button each time. You guys know this stuff's going to be good. So let's jump into this strategy. It's going to be a divergent strategy, first of all. So we're going to be looking at what's essentially slowing momentum, slowing power of the markets. And this is going to indicate a reversal happening very soon. And then we're going to look for the actual reversal happening. And then we're going to look for the entry. All right, guys, being that I am the most woke teacher, most woke Forex trader, we're going to break this down in incredibly freaking simple terms, just such a way that you guys can understand it. I'm going to teach this to you so simply. What we can be doing, first of all, a bunch of stuttering there. Oh my God. Okay. What we can be doing is either trend trading or counter trend trading. It's going to be a lot easier to be spotting the counter trend trades. So with the RSI divergence, what we're essentially going to be looking for is if there's a trend going up like this, that the divergence is going to become present when it slows down in the market here, breaking this down very quickly. And then you're going to look for that reversal. And then you're going to look for the retest and the entry. And then you're going to be looking to go down. Now with the trend trading, it's essentially, you're going to be looking at the higher time frame. And then it's going to be a lower time frame. And then you're going to be trying to gather back into that market using that RSI divergence. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. So what you ideally want to be looking for if you are wanting to have a higher probability is you're going to be looking for this higher time frame pullback and then the RSI change back into the trend here, right? If you guys are doing this the other way around, this is generally what you guys are going to be wanting to do is look for these like reversals here. And that's not necessarily going to be the best way to do it, but you can get bigger swings this way. So that's how I'm breaking it down right off the bat. If you guys want to be more accurate, you're going to have to look more like this style following that uptrend. Okay, now guys, breaking it down once again, making it very simple for you guys. There's going to be essentially 3 phases of how we're going to be trading. First phase, we're going to be spotting the RSI. So first of all, let's look at the divergence, the actual RSI divergence. Very, very simple here. Look for only the regular ones. So simple for beginners. What we're going to be looking for is essentially the price to be continuing to make lower lows or higher highs if it's going in the other direction. And then the indicator showing the exact opposite. So what this is indicating is saying, okay, the strength of the market is weakening for how the price is actually acting. So we're actually looking at each consecutive lower low is getting weaker, essentially. That's what that means. The momentum is dissipating. We're no longer able to push to new lows very powerfully. So this move is very weak. And this is getting higher up. So it's most likely that the price is going to follow that indicator. In the opposite way is true for the bearish side here. You guys can figure it out. You can pause the video and look at it. I don't need to explain it in great detail. The next setup here, the next thing that we're going to be looking for. So let's say we have a price is going up and the RSI So here's the RSI down here. You can ignore my writing, RSI, and the RSI is down here, and it is going up also, but then it starts breaking down, right? And now it's down here, right? So what we're going to be doing is basically lining up. So, you know, let's say that this actually lined up here properly. So this is actually going up and this is going down, right? So that's essentially what you're looking for. So this is going to be the case where we say, okay, and this is price, right? Boop, price. This is where we're going to say, okay, we want to enter, but we don't want to enter right away. So we're going to look for some sort of entry requirement. So what we're going to look for is on the price, we want to look for this pullback. The RSI is obviously going to pull back for a third time here, kind of hit that line. You know, we don't go based off of that though. I'm going to make this a little bit more advanced and you guys are going to get really accurate entries. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for the pullback here, and then we're going to look for some sort of level that we can short on there and then short it back down, right? And then we're going to be able to take this move and then we're going to be able to target something. Now, the third phase is actually running with the trade. So after you've taken this entry, how are we going to run with that trade? So let's just dive into this really quickly. All right, guys. So I quickly pulled up Euro USD and I particularly used price action. So I was able to spot this pretty quickly, kind of this reversal here. But this is exactly what we're going to be looking for. And what I would like you to do, you know, always use at least 2 time frames, something like this, so you can pinpoint some entries. So what I've seen here is I see price going higher here, right? And I see obviously the RSI getting lower here. Now, if it's parallel, that's perfectly fine too. The whole point is to show that the RSI is weakening in respect to the price. Generally, you're going to notice it pretty much matches the price, but this is where we want to find the divergence in the price, right? So once you see that divergence confirm here, and you can see, you know, it's after it's broken down here, right? So you're not going to be able to catch this very peak. That's what maybe other traders are going to tell you. You're going to be able to catch this peak. It's not possible, because you're not going to see that the divergence is actually happening until it breaks back down here, right? So when it breaks back down here, you're looking at roughly around here as your area that you're going to notice the price actually diverging, right? And you're not going to want to just enter right away. You're going to want to wait for this retest, right? So let's just jump in. So now we've noticed the RSI divergence happen on a higher time frame. What we want to do is we want to jump down here. Let's put a purple box there so I can just find it on a lower time frame. I like to use 5 minute as entry. Mind you, I don't use RSI divergence. This is just a beginner strategy, right? So what we've clearly seen is we've really shown weakness in the market here. And now what we want to do is we want to look for an entry, right? So what we look for is, I'm going to break this down pretty simple, is we want to look for areas that could be untested, so big drop-off areas that there's probably still a lot of resting orders. Now I'm putting that rather simply for you guys, because I'm assuming that you guys are relatively beginners. If you guys want to learn more, please jump into the streams and whatnot. I'm just doing this in a very quick video, so you guys can kind of see. So you can kind of see that this was a massive dump off right here. You kind of have one around here as well. I'm not going to give you exact entries, but this looks pretty good, right? There was some consolidation here, and then it was a massive dump off right there. So you can actually see that I pinpointed the entry quite well. So what I would do is I would wait until it comes up to this area, and then I would wait to see that it's actually confirming that it's breaking back down, right? So we're showing that this candle is actually closing back down, right? So we're seeing a weakness in the market once again, right at that level that we want to see. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place our stop just above there, which is the previous point of the RSI. And then we're going to be targeting, what we can do is target this first low here that I actually created, right? We can target that low, because that was a previous point where it was able to bounce off of again. So most likely it's going to bounce off of that area relatively quickly again. You can also take profits along the way at other points where it bounced off of, right? So another option would be right around here, right? And you could shoot right around here as well. So you could break that down into three take profits. Now, this is basically coming down to our third criteria, running with the trade. So what I'm going to say is take majority of your profit right around that low that was created before it came back to retest your zone. And you're going to want to shoot for 2 to 3 R each time with that take profit. And then you can take profit along the way, and you can leave some of a runner if you want. That's going to be up to you. That's the third phase. That's going to be the phase that you're going to have to play around with the most and see what works for you in your strategy, but really let things run as long as you can. And this was actually going to be a good trade because, you know, you would hit that take profit. You maybe wouldn't have hit this one. You would have hit this one, right? So let's just look for maybe another one if we kind of scroll through. So I actually found it super, super quick. It's basically the exact same spot. I just deleted those other ones. But what we're going to notice here this time is I'm going to show you how to do the trend trading type version of this. And if we just want to jump and we can put this back to a clean chart up top. Get rid of volume because I don't care about volume. Perfect. Okay, so we see obviously an uptrend on this higher time frame. So we want to be following that uptrend. That first example I showed you guys, that was the very easy way to find these RSI divergences. And that's what naturally you're going to be looking for. Mind you, you're going to have better luck if you're following the trend. And this is where people are generally going to go wrong kind of with this strategy. You can do both. They both work. It's just you're going to be a higher hit rate, but you're probably going to shoot for a lower profit with trading with the trend because you're not going to be able to gather as big swings, right? So what we see here is we see a higher time frame again going into the upside. We see a reversal back to the downside. Now we see, what do we see here? An RSI divergence with lower lows here. And then down here, we see it coming back up, right? Coming back up. Right there, right? So mind you, you know, your first instinct might be to see that you're seeing an RSI divergence right here with it coming back up, and you might put your stop right there, and then you might get stopped out and then it rallies. This is the case of the game. Sometimes you might want to put your stop a little bit wider. This is obviously something that you guys got to play with. I'm not here to cater for you, right? I'm giving you a strategy that can help you start trading and give you a good idea of how the market works. I am not here to make you profitable. That's what I'm saying right now. Nobody is going to carry your hand and make you profitable on YouTube. You're going to have to do the work yourself. But you can see multiple times it's diverging, right? And then eventually it breaks to the upside. So maybe you would have entered right around here a second time or something like that, and then you would have maybe been able to get this. I'm showing you this in the case that this is essentially what could go wrong, because you never know exactly when it's diverging. And this is kind of the problem with the RSI divergence, in that my trading strategy, I would not be entering here because I have different criteria. But the RSI divergence, this is where it fails, because it could diverge and then it could still break to lower lows. It's more likely, it's less likely on how I trade with price action based trading. Again, guys, if you guys want to learn more about this, please jump into the streams and whatnot, and you can start learning. So here we're going to see that lower time frame, we're going to see that reversal to the upside, and then you're going to look for an entry. Now, mind you, you might not have gotten an entry here because it might not have pulled back to that area that we would have wanted to, right? We would have wanted to enter on kind of an area where it blasted off of. You would have wanted to enter here with a stop below there, but that's perfectly fine. I'm literally just showing you the two very first things that I saw on the chart, because I'm not one to cherry pick and show you that this is absolute perfect strategy. No strategy is, and no strategy is ever going to be getting you an 80% hit rate unless you're just 20 years down the line into trading. You guys would be happy if you can get a 50% win rate. That's what I would say if you're shooting for 2 hour, 3 hour, things like this. All right, guys, like I said, that's all I want to talk about with that strategy. Its only goal here is to get you thinking about how to be trading, why markets are moving different ways. This is all just a starter thing that you can start trading with. It is something that you will have to adjust to make your own style, but RSI divergences can be a profitable strategy. Not super profitable, I'll tell you this right now. RSI divergences are not as good as price action trading, but they're very easy for beginners to understand because you can kind of see that diagonal line. So I perfectly understand why you guys want to do it. And everybody asks me on the stream all the time, RSI divergence, you know, what's it all about? Why is it so good? It's not good. It's slightly profitable if you're good at it, right? Price action is king. And you should start with RSI because that's the only indicator I would actually suggest as a beginner. Everything else is garbage. So if you guys like what you see here, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and follow the streams along. There is a Discord in the description that you can join, as well as my Instagram. I post there pretty much sometimes. You guys know. I will see you guys next time. And Happy New Year. I hope your trading dreams come true. Goodbye.